not for 24 hours each day, and maybe her daughters should go live with their father, at least some of the time, even if he can hardly be trusted after what he pulled. She contemplates her hands, the skin discolored and rough, at once wrinkled and sinewy. They are the hands of her mother, who fried homemade jakwai in the markets of Battambang until she grew old and tired, and the markets disappeared and her hands went from twisting dough to picking rice in order to serve the communist ideals of a genocidal regime. How funny, Soti thinks, that decades after the camps, she lives here in Central California as a business owner with her American-born Cambodian daughters who have grown healthy and stubborn, and still, in this new life she has created, her hands have aged into her mother's. Weeks ago, Soti's only nighttime employee quit. Tired, he said, of her limited kitchen, of his warped sleeping schedule, of how his dreams had slipped into a deranged place. And so a deal was struck for the summer. Soti would refrain from hiring a new employee until September, and Tevi and Kaylee would work alongside their mother, with the money saved going directly into their college funds. Inverting their lives, Tevi and Kaylee would sleep during the hot, oppressive days, manning the cash register at night. Despite some initial indignation, Tevi and Kaylee, of course, agreed. The first 2 years after it opened, when Kaylee was 8, Tevi not yet stricken by teenage resentment, and Soti still married, Chuck's Donuts seemed blessed with good business. Imagine the downtown streets before the housing crisis, before the city declared bankruptcy and became the foreclosure capital of America. Imagine Chuck's Donuts surrounded by bustling bars and restaurants and a new IMAX movie theater, all filled with people still in denial about their impossible mortgages. Consider Tevi and Kaylee at Chuck's Donuts after school each day, how they developed inside jokes with their mother, how they sold donuts so fast they felt like athletes, and how they looked out the store windows and saw a whirl of energy circling them. Now consider how, in the wake of learning about their father's second family in the next town over, Tevi and Kaylee cling to their memories of Chuck's Donuts. Even with the recession wiping out almost every downtown business and driving away their nighttime customers, save for the odd, worn-out worker from the nearby hospital, consider the summer nights, endless under the fluorescent lights, the family's last pillars of support. Imagine Chuck's Donuts, a mausoleum to their glorious past. The second night the man orders an apple fritter, he sits in the same booth. It is 1 a.m, though the street lamp still emits a dark nothing. He stares out the window all the same, and once more leaves his apple fritter untouched. 3 days have passed since his first visit. Kaylee crouches down, hiding behind the counter, as she watches the man through the donut display case. He wears a medium gray suit, she notes, instead of the light gray one, and his hair seems greasier. Isn't it weird that his hair is greasier than last time, even though it's earlier in the night? She asks Tevi, to which Tevi, deep in her book, answers, "That's a false causality to assume that his hair grease is a direct result of time passing." And Kaylee responds, "Well, doesn't your hair get greasier throughout the day?" And Tevi says, "You can't assume that all hair gets greasy. Like, we know your hair gets gross in the summer." And Soti, walking in, says, "Her hair wouldn't be greasy if she washed it." She wraps her arm around Kaylee, pulls her close, and sniffs her head. "You smell bad, Own." "How did I raise such a dirty daughter?" she says loudly. "Like mother, like daughter," Tevi says, and Soti whacks her head. "Isn't that a false causality?" Kaylee asks, assuming I'm like mom just because I'm her daughter. She points at her sister's book. "Whoever wrote that would be ashamed of you." Tevi closes her book and slams it into Kaylee's side, whereupon Kaylee digs her ragged nails into Tevi's arm, all of which prompts Soti to grab them both by their wrists as she dresses.